Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 9. And yeah, what another great episode this was. This season, I keep saying it, has been amazing. I mean, the first half was great, and I think the second half may even be better potentially. I mean, it has the potential to be better, like just going off these first two episodes, which were both great. But that being said, I want to give a spoiler warning because this will be my review of the episode. I don't want to spoil anything. So definitely, come back after you've seen the episode if you're gonna watch it. But yeah, that being said, also, if you are a fan of the show, be sure to hit the subscribe button as we have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. But yeah, let's get into the video. All right, so like I said, another great episode. The opening minutes, yeah, those are really devastating to see June bury John. I still can't really believe they did that. That I'm not complaining or anything. I'm not gonna be like it ruined the show because it didn't. In fact, I think it actually makes the show feel like it was like the original, like, it felt like a classic Walking Dead death, like something we just did not see coming at all to a major character. And I'm not gonna complain about it because the show, I think, needs moments like that. But anyways, that being said, going back to that scene, I like the way they filmed it also. It really showed how June was feeling internally. We're going to get to more June stuff later on. I did give the spoiler warning, so I can just say it right now. But I think it'll be better if we talk about it a little bit later before we get to the rest of the stuff. Because, yeah, that ending was absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, both these episodes, episode 8 and 9, things happened in these episodes that I did not expect. Like, there was a big twist at the end of these episodes, which is why I said, like, I think the second half has the potential to be even better than the first half. And we still have that other group coming, which I'm very interested in. Hopefully they're, gonna be good. And then going over to Lawton, I love the way they filmed that sequence in Lawton. And I think these episodes in general are really filmed well. And there was just something about that scene in Lawton which looked really good. It was like something about the lighting, it just really made the scene glow, and I kind of took notice of that. That whole scene in Lawton, or like the whole sequence in Lawton, I should say, was intense and really well done. And I want to say this, I don't mean to sound like a broken record when I say this, but I want to bring it up because these episodes, I think, for Fear the Walking Dead, and every episode reminds me of this, is that they don't really beat around the bush. And I think it's the reason why these episodes have been so good. Same thing with this episode. I've just noticed how quickly things are moving along. Like the second scene of the episode, like right after opening minutes, we had this lineup in Lawton. Like, it just, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no waiting, there's no dragging on, just things keep moving along pretty quickly. And this is coming from someone who, like, I still like the scenes which are slow and, we have characters talking. Don't get me wrong, like, I love those scenes between the characters. But I think a big part of why these episodes feel, very packed is because they have things, big moments happening throughout all the episodes. So yeah, the whole sequence in Lawton was great. I mean, Virginia is terrifying. I was truly scared for the characters. I will admit, though, I really wish the trailer did not spoil it because I didn't think anyone was going to die because in the trailer we saw the lineup and then we saw people firing at each other. So I didn't think anyone was going to die because of that. But if that wasn't in the trailer, I genuinely was like, I was already scared, but I would have really thought somebody was probably going to get killed by Virginia because she seems pretty ruthless. Also, her facial expressions were terrifying, and the actress Colby Minifie is great. She did such a fantastic job playing her this season. We will talk more about her towards the end when that big moment happened between her and June. But going back to, the scene in Lawton, can we just talk for a moment how much of a badass Morgan is? Because he just, like, showed up in there, by himself on a horse and just started exposing everything that Virginia has done. Like, he wasn't scared at all. Like, Morgan is absolutely fed up with everything. Like, maybe it wasn't a smart thing to do because all his friends were lined up there, but yeah, he just walked up in there, started exposing Virginia, and I loved it. The standoff was epic. I'll also say that, very tense. So the whole sequence there was really well directed. and the tension was great there. And then we had Morgan take Virginia, and they went over to their place, and they had rebuilt everything, and it looked amazing. They had like a whole community there, which is really cool. And then we got that twist that Dakota was actually Virginia's daughter, which is like a perfectly fine twist. It was interesting to see that play out. But I don't know if it was as impactful as they meant it to be. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I still thought it would have made the story would have made perfect sense if the twist didn't happen, if it was still her sister. But I don't know. I guess it was like a little interesting thing they threw in there. I also think if we learned more about their family in the past, it would have been more impactful. Also, I think if maybe we got more with Dakota in this episode, like more of her reaction and what that meant to her, because she was shocked, but I just wished we saw more. I don't know. I just feel like it could have been more impactful if we learned more about those characters and their backstories. Another, I guess, minor critique I had is that I also wish it did more with Alicia. Alicia didn't even feel like a main character in this episode. Like, maybe towards the end when she started talking to Strand, yeah, but like she was just sort of in the background. And I think there will be a lot more with her, though, especially with the new group, according to the trailers and stuff like that. But I don't know. It just felt like Alicia wasn't really Alicia. Like, I mean, it did feel like she was Alicia, but like it didn't feel like she was a main character. Like, she arguably is like the biggest character on the show. I mean, she is Madison's daughter. So I wish they did more with her in these last few episodes. Or just, I guess like the last 2 episodes, with just the end of this arc with Virginia. But again, we're getting more with her, I think, in the future, which will be nice. And maybe it started getting pretty intense as the episode went on. So we had that big standoff with Strand and his people, and Virginia and Morgan was about to kill Virginia, and then he didn't. And then, Morgan, convinced Strand to let him do what he has in store. And yeah, I mean, that sequence with Virginia and Morgan, everyone was just standing there watching it happen, and it was kind of scary because for a second I thought he was going to go through with it, but then he didn't. And it definitely reminded me a little bit of Rick. Like Rick's speech at the end of All Out War where he saved Negan's life. It definitely reminded me of that, and even a little bit too much. Now, it was super ironic because I thought like they were going down the same path as Negan, but then we saw at the end there, June killed Virginia, and I was like, wow. Like in my notes I put like it's super ironic because I was first kind of not complaining, but sort of like a little critical about it. It's like maybe this is a little bit too much like All Out War where they save Negan and now they save Virginia, but then that quickly changed at the end there with June, which we will talk about in a second. But yeah, it was great stuff, though, from Morgan. Like, the speech was great. I mean, Lenny James is such a terrific actor. I never get tired of watching him. Just like Andrew Lincoln is a terrific actor. And both of their speeches that were, quite similar in some ways were terrific. And I don't know, it's just super interesting that those two were also the ones who started The Walking Dead. But yeah, that was a great scene, great speech. I don't want to segue this into a conversation about Rick right now. So let's go ahead and keep it about Fear the Walking Dead. But I want to talk about that ending because that ending is really shocking with June and Virginia. Now, it was really shocking. I just didn't expect it, even though they set it up in the story. Like even in the opening minutes, they set that up. It makes sense for the story, but I don't know. For some reason, I just didn't think it was going to happen. And I think moments like this makes the show a lot better. Moments that just come out of nowhere, even though they do set it up. It's just something like that moment, like how quickly that moment escalated is what I mean. Like stuff like that is we don't really see a lot of moments like that, so it makes the show really great. But yeah, June killed Virginia. Virginia was a great character, a great villain. Colby Minifie played the heck out of Virginia. She did such a great job. I was truly scared of Virginia. And yeah, we're now, I guess that's that. We're gonna move on to the next story, which this episode also set up, that conversation between Strand and Alicia. Strand said that Virginia said something is coming, and something like working together. And I think that something is coming that he was talking about is the end is the beginning, people, which is really interesting. If Virginia said that to Strand, like something is coming, So maybe this group has some problem with Virginia. Now I don't know what's gonna happen now that Virginia is dead, but yeah, that's really interesting that Virginia kind of already saw that group coming after her. So we'll see what's up with that. They definitely have been setting this up for a long time. Uh, Pretty much since episode 1 of season 6. Like, we had the spray paint stuff, the end is the beginning. So I'm very excited to see what's going on with this group. You guys let me know your thoughts and theories about this new group. Also, let me know what did you think about this episode. I am going to wrap it up there for this video, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. Be sure to stay tuned for my episode 10 trailer breakdown and, any information we get about, Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead videos in general. So be sure to stay tuned if you are a fan by hitting the subscribe button. Like I said, I am going to wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. Also, let me know your thoughts and opinions about the episode in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.